Perek Mishameis, Daf Kuf Mem, sponsored for Bracha Vatzlacha for Yecheskel ben Beria. The Gemara discusses how to determine an estate's status when its value fluctuates. Number one, an estate substantial at the time of the father's death went down in value. The sons already inherited. They divide equally with the daughters. Number two, an estate meager at the time of the father's death went up in value. Do the sons inherit it, transfer their rights to support their sisters, or does it immediately belong to the daughters? The Gemara concludes the sons inherit and transfer their rights. The proof. Ravasi stated if the brothers mistakenly sold part of the meager estate, it is a sale. The sisters cannot reclaim it even though entitled to it. Apparently, although the sons have to forfeit their portions, they retain some legal right to the estate, and if exercised, is legally binding. Therefore, if it goes up in value, the sons inherit the excess. Gemara now presents three inquiries concerning three other beneficiaries of the estate. A deceased person's estate not only supports daughters until they mature, a provision in the dowry requires it to support his widow. The question, number one, does the widow's support factor in determining whether the estate is substantial or meager? As soon as she remarries, her support stops, and therefore does not factor in the estate status, not depriving the sons their inheritance. Number two, assuming the estate's obligation to support his widow does not factor in the estate status, a husband who committed to support his stepdaughter for 5 years and died before they ended, the estate must continue supporting her even after she marries. Perhaps the amount of her support is factored in, or perhaps not because her support stops at her death. Her heirs are not entitled to it. Number three, assuming the estate's obligation does not factor into the estate status because it stops when she dies, a creditor's heirs have a claim to their father's loans. Perhaps the deceased debts are factored in, or perhaps a debt not collected, no property designated, is still part of the estate and not factored. The Gemara presents a reversed version of the inquiries. A creditor's loans may be factored in because his heirs are entitled to collect. A stepdaughter's support would not be factored in, or perhaps she is factored in because she is supported even after marriage. A widow would not, since her support stops once she remarries. The answer. The Gaonim hold halacha follows the imtim tzalomar. Therefore, according to the first version, the widow and stepdaughter do not factor in. The creditor is questionable. According to the second version, the creditor and the stepdaughter do factor in. The widow is questionable. Number four, who is supported first in a meager estate? The widow or the daughter, both being takonas chachamim. The Gemara answers the widow precedes the daughter, who then must beg. The Gemara brings a dispute to explain Admon's argument a son should share equally even in a meager estate. Bishvil shani zochor hifsaditi. Abaye claims the obligation of a son to learn entitles him to even more than a daughter. Rava claims just as a son inherits at the expense of a daughter, when the estate is substantial, he should inherit even when it is meager. Now we move on to a new Mishnah. A father bore a son, daughter, and tumtum whose gender is questionable. The Mishnah states the sons can demand proof he is a male. It is not clear what his status is since he cannot prove he is a male. Rava holds he collects together with the daughters. The seif of the Mishnah that states if the father offers a certain sum of money for a child born, a boy 100 zuz, a girl 200 zuz, and the wife birthed a tumtum, it receives nothing, is the opinion of Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, who holds it is a third gender. Abaye explains even the first part of the Mishnah, dochin oso eitzel nekevos, means he receives nothing. The whole Mishnah holds it is a third gender. You're enjoying Daf and 5. Please click on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor. Thank you.